Hello, welcome to the Microsoft Student Accelerator Introduction to Web Development tutorial. My name is Jason and I'll be teaching the HTML section. The software that is required to follow this tutorial is Visual Studio Code and any internet browser. This can be Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, or even Microsoft Edge. So some of you might be wondering, what is HTML? Well, HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language, and HTML is the markup language that defines our web page's content, and it consists of a series of elements which use opening and closing tags to define how the content of the web page should appear and behave. So I'll be outlining the basic structure of an HTML document, and I'll be explaining what each tag does and what it means. The doc type tag defines the document and tells the system that the following document is an HTML5 document. The HTML tag is a container for all other HTML elements, and the lang attribute describes the language of the overall document. In our case, it's going to be English, that's why EN is in quotations. Similarly, the head tag is a container for all of the metadata about the document. Metadata is just data about data, and it will not be displayed in the web page's content section. The meta tag defines the metadata of the document, and the charset attribute specifies the character set that will be used. The UTF-8 character set has essentially every character we'll ever use in the English language. The title tag defines the title of the document, and conveniently, the content that you put in as the title is also what the web page gets its tab name from. The body tag contains all other HTML elements which will be visible on the web page, and this is the section where we will be spending most of our time coding in. So we've talked about tags a lot. Now I'm going to explain the structure of various HTML elements. An HTML element is comprised of an opening tag, the content, and a matching closing tag. A closing tag is indicated with a / in front of the matching tag name. Some tags do not wrap around any content, therefore does not require an accompanying closing tag. In the example shown below, the image tag does not have any content, nor does it have a closing tag. It only has two attributes, source and alt. Multiple different attributes can be placed into the header tag of an HTML element. The class attribute shown below specifies the class that the element belongs to and is mostly referred upon from a cascading style sheet for styling purposes. Similarly, the ID attribute specifies a unique ID for an element and is also referred upon from a CSS for styling purposes. Some may question what's the difference between a class and an ID if they're both referred upon from the CSS. Well, multiple elements may belong to the same class, but every ID must be unique. So in the example shown below, Martin Luther King and Robert Downey Jr. belong to the same person name class, but the ID ABCD12345 is a unique ID number. Now that we've learned the basics of HTML, we're going to use what we've learned to make a simple HTML web page. And in this case, we're going to make a memes and quotes web page, because everyone likes funny memes and quotes. So to get started, we'll need to open up Visual Studio Code, and we'll go File, New File, and we'll need to save this new file. We need to make a new folder to put this file into, so we'll make a new folder, and we'll call it the memes and quotes file, and we will need to name this file index.html. We'll need to copy the basic structure of an HTML document, like how I showed in the slides previously. So first of all, we need to define the doc type. doc type exclamation mark doc type HTML. Secondly, we have the HTML tag with the language attribute en because it is in English. So with Visual Studio Code, when you finish a opening tag, it will always generate a accompanying closing tag for you as well, so you don't need to type it out yourself. So then we need a container for all of the metadata, which is the head tag, and we have the meta tag to specify the character set. So character set equals UTF-8. We'll close that as well. And then we need to specify the title of the web page that we're looking to make. So in our case, it's going to be memes and quotes. So this is all the metadata that is going to be. We'll also need a link tag so that the HTML document knows where to receive a style from. So we'll make a link tag, and we need the rel attribute so the system knows that it is a style sheet. And we'll also have the href attribute so that it knows where to look for the style sheet. So we need to use / so that the system knows to look into the current file where the index.html file is located in. We'll need to go into the CSS folder, and also we need to look at the style sheet.css file to receive the styles from. And then we'll need to close up this tag using a / and angled bracket. Now that we've made this directory, we'll need to make the actual file. So go back to File, New File, and we'll save it, giving it the name style sheet.css, and we'll need to make a new folder called CSS to put the file into. So we'll save it. And in the next video, Alex will show you how we will apply styling to the base HTML that we have created. Now that we've defined all the metadata for the document, we'll get to the fun stuff, which is defining the content in the body. So we'll open up a body tag, and to test that the document is working, we'll use a paragraph tag and write some simple content like hello world. We will save it, and we'll navigate to the memes and quotes folder that we created and press on the index file that was created. So here, as we can see, that the simple hello world paragraph tag has been shown to show that it is currently working. But that isn't all that we want to create. So we will delete this. And for demonstration purposes, I'll put the web browser and Visual Studio Code side by side to make it easier to visualize and see our progress. So to make the header of the memes and quotes page, which has the header name and 2 navigation links that navigate between the respective pages, we'll need to open up a header as so. And because the 2 links are navigation items, we'll open up a navigation tag as well. And for easier styling later, we'll give it a navbar class name. We'll close the tag. And because the 2 links are attribute items, we will open up an attribute tag. And also for easier styling later on, we'll give them the class name of nav_link. And would like them to refer to different pages. So in here, the href is the index.html because the meme page is the front page. And we will close the attribute tag. And the content that we want displayed is memes. And after that, we have the memes metro header. So we will open up a header1 tag. and we'll give it the class name of center underscore text, and the name is memes metro as the content. And after that, we have the quotes navigation link. So similarly to the memes page, we'll do the same thing, but the HTML page will be called quotes.html, and the content is called quotes. So we will save this to see what will be shown, and I will refresh the page to see, oh, we've created the memes navigation link, the memes metro header, and the quotes navigation link. Now we'll need to add some overall body content, and in our case we'll have the title as memes and a simple definition on what a meme is, and 2 examples of high quality memes. So to do this, we'll open up another h1 tag to give us the memes title. We'll give it a class name of center text, which Alex will center later on, and the title is memes. After that, we need a subtitle, which we will use h2 as what is a meme, so we can provide our audience on the definition on what a meme is. And we will also give this the class name of center text, center underscore text, and the subtitle is what is a meme with a question mark. After this, we will add the formal definition on what is a meme. So we'll open up a paragraph tag, and we will write down what is the definition of a meme. And in this case, I will just copy and paste it real quick. What is a meme? A meme is an idea, behavior, or style that spreads by means of imitation from person to person within a culture and often carries symbolic meaning representing a particular phenomenon or theme. And in this case, we will also give it a class name so we can style it later onwards, which is center underscore text and meme description. Remember, a HTML element is able to have multiple class names, so we are fine here. So if we save this page and we go back onto our memes and quotes page that we have made and refresh it, we can see that the title and the subtitle and also the definition has been added. So to add images onto our HTML document, we'll need to download the images off of GitHub, but in this case I already have the images from having developed this HTML page from before. So we have 3 images here, and we'll need to go back onto the memes and quotes file and create a new folder called assets, which we will use, and an image folder as well, images, and we will place the images into this images folder. We will insert 2 figures for the 2 images that we want displayed on the web page. So the first figure, and then we also want to display the image. So to display an image, we use the image tag, and we want to give it a class name so we can style it later to specify the size and the height, so on, using the class name meme and the ID of image1. We want to refer to this ID later onwards so we can add some JavaScript to it later onwards. So now we need to specify the source that the web page will look into to find the image. So src for source, and we need to give it the directory to locate the image that needs to be displayed. So we will use /, which also refers to the current folder that the index.html file is currently located in. And then because we made an assets folder, we want to go into the assets folder And then after the assets folder, we also placed our images in the images folder. So images, and then now we want the name of the image, which is pepe.jpg, to get our Pepe the Frog a JPEG image. So pepe.jpg, and then we also have an alt attribute, which is feels bad, man. So what the alt attribute does is this is the text that will be shown in the event that they are unable to locate the Pepe JPEG. And then it is also used for like interpreters and sight readers to read the text instead of uh, to read the text for people that are visually impaired. So we will need another figure, so we'll copy and paste this. And oh, we need this to be image 1 and the ID for this to be image 2. That's correct. And then we need our second image, which is smart.jpg. And then we can change the alternate text to smart thinking. So in the event that our smart JPEG isn't able to be displayed on our web page, then it will show smart thinking instead. So to show that this is working, we can save our page and we can press F5 to refresh it. And now we see that Pepe the Frog and our smart thinking meme have now been implemented into our web page. Now we'll need to make the quotes page. So here we'll make a new file and save it. And we'll call it quotes.html because that was what our directory was called. And similarly, we'll need the basic structure of HTML. And here, so I will just copy and paste everything, but just remove the pictures because we'll have the same header. We will save this and open it up from the File Explorer to check what it looks like. And we have the base header as we did from before, but now we will add in some quotes instead. So similarly, we will want to section off the definition of what a quote is and the examples on what a quote is. So first of all, we will open up a section and give it up a class name of quote container, which we will style later onwards. And we will put an h1 tag for the header, giving it quotes as the content. And we want to know what the definition of a quote is. And we'll give it the class name of quote underscore description. And we will close the opening tag. And the content is the question on what is a quote. We will need to answer this question, obviously. We will open up a paragraph tag. What is a quote? And by definition, a quote is the repetition of someone else's statements or thoughts. So this is the entire quotes explanation section. So we will open up another section as so, and we will give it the quote class name. So for the overall quote, we'll use the block quote tag. Open that one of those up. And then we'll have a simple quote. When life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. I have no idea who made that quote. After every great quote, we need to reference the person who made the quote. So since I said it just then, I will quote myself as the original quoter, so to speak. I will put a dash Jason Tai. We will save this to preview it. to see our progress. So once we refresh, oh, now our quote section has been added and one quote has been added as well. We will continue to add the other two quotes, which are similar to what we have just done. So I'll copy and paste it twice. It is going to have the same class name to be manipulated into the CSS. This is where you start to see how multiple elements can belong to the same class. So for this block quote, quoted by Martin Luther King, I have a dream that my 4 children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. We will also need to change the person that I was quoted by, because obviously it's not by me. I would not be able to make such a great quote. So that's our second quote. And then for our last quote, we will use something by Kanye. My greatest pain in life is that I will never be able to see myself perform live. And we will change the person it was quoted by, which was Kanye West. So we can save this and refresh it on the page to see that these two quotes have been inserted as well. And this concludes the HTML page as well. So I know what you might all be thinking, which is these two pages look incredibly ugly. So on to the next video, Alex will show you how to implement some CSS, which is some styling onto the page to make it look better. So then in the long run, it's more visually appealing. Thank you all for watching.